Last time on Gaming Through the Ages, I played Ghostbusters the video game from 2009 on the Nintendo Wii, which had me playing as a new recruit being trained by the original Ghostbusters. Although the indoor environments were quite detailed with a large amount of objects, the textures were still blurry when looked at in close range. It was great to see the effort that had gone into making the environment destructible with breaking animations for all furniture items. Low polygon chunks of broken objects could be seen on the ground, and burn marks were left on the walls from our ghost-busting gear. It wasn't all about destruction, however, as we did manage to bust some ghosts. Will our next adventure also be successful? Keep watching to find out. Welcome to Gaming Through the Ages, the series where we take a look at games from many different genres and consoles through time, from 1975 to now in chronological order. Once we've reached modern times, we start back at 1975 and explore a different group of games. Viewers of this series were given the opportunity to pick any game made in 2010 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 or Nintendo Wii, although to be honest, their choices, or should I say choice, was extremely limited. Gran Turismo 5 for the PlayStation 3 got the most votes. In this game, we start off with a limited amount of money which we must use to buy a fairly cheap car. To progress through the game, we must use our car to win races, to make more money, to buy better cars. This game features over 1,000 different cars, although not all cars have the same amount of graphical detail. Some cars are ripped right out of earlier Gran Turismo games on the PS2. Will we manage to win races and eventually get behind the wheel of a Ferrari or Lamborghini? Keep watching to find out. Okay, here we are on the main menu of the PlayStation 3. Let's move over to Gran Turismo 5. Copyright Sony Corporation Entertainment Inc. 2010. Welcome to the world of Gran Turismo. Now, we will have to unfortunately disable the music here. Change this to kilometers because I hate miles. I'm from Australia, we do not use miles. Okay, we're turning off the background music and the race background music. Before we start playing, also note that this game does support a wide range of steering wheels that you can use rather than a controller. So there's a GT mode and an arcade mode. We are going to go with the GT mode. So this is your My homepage. There are three main functions available here. GT Life, where you can enjoy every aspect of the world cars. Profile, where you can check on your progress throughout the game. And Community, which is a private online space. Okay, so we get to define a few things. Let's choose our theme colour. We've got red, green. You know what? I like this blue. We'll go with this. That completes the settings. You can now go to the dealerships or the used car dealership and buy your first car. We're receiving all the information about all the updates this game has to offer, which they've applied, but the game was initially released in 2010. At the top there you can see we've got 20,000 credits or dollars or whatever you want to call the in-game currency here. So this is quite an interesting menu we've got here. We've got all these little boxes that take you to different places, such as the used car dealership, the main dealerships, A-spec events, which is you driving the car, and B-spec, which is you telling an artificial intelligence to drive the car for you. You've got car exchange, and then you've got all these little options over here like items, and you can check out your garage, your music library. There's quite a lot of things here. Anyway, let's check out the dealerships and see if we can buy a car for around $20,000. So the dealerships here stock brand new high quality premium model cars. So all these cars here are premium, and it seems like the used cars are standard cars. Now this game apparently has premium cars which they've done new PS3 renders for, but the used cars are apparently what they call standard models. They've basically ripped and upscaled the PlayStation 2 models from previous Gran Turismo games. Anyway, we have to choose a level 0 car because we are level 0, so we're not only determined here by how much money we've got, the car also has to be a level 0 car. Anyway, let's have a little look at the different car companies. We've got some ones that I recognise. I don't recognise all of these. I know there's Alfa Romeo, we've got Aston Martin, Chevrolet, which you don't really hear about much in Australia. You've also got BMW, Audi, Jaguar, Honda, a bunch here. Let's try go. I doubt we're going to be able to afford something more expensive here like an Audi. Yeah, look at that, $57,000, but oh my goodness, look at the graphics there. This practically looks photorealistic. You'd think this was a real car here. So this car is 57,000 credits, and as you can see, it's a level 2 car. We've got a level 3 car right here, which is a 2007 Audi TT, and wow, does that look absolutely amazing and realistic. This is a huge step. I guess we have been on the Wii for the 7th generation, which is an underpowered system. Now moving on to the PlayStation 3, which is a much more powerful system for the 7th generation, you can just see how much better this looks. You can even see inside the car, you can see the transparency in the windows, the reflections. This is just a massive jump. You can even see the TT on the back of the car and the logo on the car. Now this is what you call photorealistic graphics. Anyway, before we get distracted here, we have to find a car that is more right for us. So let's go for a less premium company. Does Volvo have any cars that we might be able to use? Volvo's only got one car here, a 2009 C30R design. We obviously aren't going to be able to get that. What about Mazda? A 1991 car here for $19,000. It's got 118 brake horsepower. Let's just see, is there anything else with more than 108? Oh, 63 brake horsepower. We definitely won't be getting this. It's not all about horsepower, but generally that's a good indicator if you don't know much else about cars. Now we're on the level 1 cars. Let's just see a few more, just see if we can see anything that kind of breaks 200 that we can get. Can we get anything from Lotus? No, obviously not. This is the cheapest This is the cheapest Lotus car here. They do have quite a nice selection of cars, I've got to admit. $100,000. No way. What about Lamborghini? Yeah, obviously not. Not only is that level $15 million car. Here we go, we've got the famous Lamborghini Gallardo here with 552 brake horsepower, but this is $253,000. My goodness, these graphics are amazing. Okay, I feel like I've just stepped into real life here. Anyway, I kind of feel like our options are running out here. Nah, BMW, we're still out of our price range. Wow, that looks so good. Suzuki got anything for us? 63 brake horsepower here on this one. Nah, most of these cars, a little Suzuki Swift there, yeah, most of these aren't really that great. What about Toyota? They're a nice, reliable car company. The Vitz, 108. Let's go with this one for a bit of a challenge so we don't have a kind of overpowered car to start off with. It's only got 108 brake horsepower, but it's pretty light at only 1,070 kilos. So we're going with the 2007 Toyota Vitz. Now we've got an option here. We can have it in red, blue, white, silver, this kind of blackish colour, or really dark black here. I think we might go with, I kind of like the red it comes with. I've never really liked white cars. You know what, we'll go with the red it comes with. Oh, here it comes, out of the darkness. We have got our new car. If you want to improve your driving skills, select licenses. If you want to get behind the wheel and start racing, press A spec. If you'd rather develop and direct AI drivers, select B spec events. So as we do all this stuff, we get experience points, and then our level will eventually increase, and then we'll be able to participate in more races and buy better cars. So we'll go with A spec events because I'm not really in the mood to direct an AI driver. So we've got beginner, amateur, professional, expert and extreme, which seems like the hardest races. So we'll start off with where pretty much everyone should start off with, beginner. So it looks like we can either do the Sunday Cup, the FF Challenge or the World... Oh, actually no, we can't even do that because that says it's level 1. So we can only do one of these two. We'll go with the Sunday Cup. And the Sunday Cup has 3 different races in it. This is the Autumn Mini with 3 laps, then we've got the Grand Valley Speedway with 2 laps, and the... I'm not even going to pronounce that circuit thing. Let's just go with the first race here. Okay, so if we can get first place here, we're going to get 4,100 credits, but if we come 6th place, we're only going to get 2,350 credits. We can see who we're up against. We've got a Mazda 6 5-door 2003, and we've got there's some cars from the 90s here as well. Anyway, let's get started. Here we are. Wow, look at this. It looks so realistic with all these different cars, and you've even got their shadows and stuff. I've got to admit, you can kind of see that some lines are jaggy, but it's barely noticeable. And look at this, an interior shot of the car, and you can even see, oh crud, the individual instruments here of the car. You can see, like, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. I'm just gonna take a step back here. I'm just a bit too blown away. Okay. We'll go around the corner here. Okay, so in the car I can even see, you know, very minor details such as it being 12:30 right now, like midday. Oh crud. And you can see the little individual dials on the electronic dashboard, it looks like, going up and down. Even like the shadows of the side of the car and everything going past you, and someone's just overtaken us. Now these interior graphics are fantastic. Let's move outside the car now. It feels like they've just gotten a bunch of photos and they've put all these photos here. But as realistic as these cars look, what do you notice here? I'm doing a very bad job here at racing. I'm already coming 5th out of 8. This is awful. What do you notice here about the trees in the background? The road itself looks pretty realistic. The cars themselves look very realistic as well. But something that feels a little bit odd is the actual scenery. The scenery here, though, doesn't seem as realistic as the cars do. So if you take a close look, none of those trees are 3D. These are all 2D trees. As you can see, look at that. They've used, some of the trees are just plain, look at those trees. Those were just a flat, like 2D strips. Look at this. That's like literally strips of 2D photos of trees there. You can obviously tell that all these trees are 2D. In some cases they've used like where they get two flat 2D sprites of trees and they kind of put them in a crisscross motion, but some are literally plain old 2D strips of trees. So overall that is a little bit disappointing. And the people there, those are 2D people as well. That was a 3D house we just saw, so not everything here is 2D. But the people here in this game are just rows of 2D people. Anyway, here we go. We came 4th. I thought there was one more lap, but no, we came 4th here. And we get 2,460 credits to add to our current money. I don't think we did too well, but we've almost gotten to level 1 already. Wow, that was fast. Okay, let's try do one of the other races now. We're going to go with the Grand Valley, the second one in the Sunday Cup. The sounds here are okay. They do sound a bit vacuum cleaner-like, but they're acceptable. Now, when it comes to the clouds here, you can see this is obviously a photo of clouds, and it's some kind of a skybox here that they're using. But it's accepted, it's doable. I mean, it would be pretty hard to animate and, you know, have a whole weather system perfectly going on here. And this is a racing game. What is it all about? This is all about the cars. Yeah, that's what's really important. The trees and everything aren't as important because you're whooshing by them. You're seeing each tree for just a few moments, and if they're going to be having every single tree, cloud, bird in 3D and being animated, that's really not very practical. So it looks like the focus here is 100% on the cars. They are very, very high quality models. They're in 3D, but everything else is really there just to be driven by fast and not really paid much attention to. It's all about really the cars and the road. That's where everyone's eyes are supposed to be, not so much the scenery, from what I can see anyway. The reflections on the cars are really good too. As I'm driving past certain things like we're seeing something up here in the sky, and you can actually see it reflected on the car and it went past the car, and you can see cloud reflections on that car next to us. Now, when it comes to crashing physics, I'm going to try and crash a car here. Things don't seem crash hot from what I've seen, so I'm about to just try and crash this next car. Let's see what it's like. Let's see if we can T-bone them or crash our way into first place. Because this is the last lap. Oh no. Crash. Here we go. That felt heavy. Okay. So when I tried to crash him, it felt very heavy, and I didn't see any damage on these cars. Let me see, can I look at the front of my car? Doesn't look like there's any damage on the front of the car, and for a crash or something like that, you'd at least expect some kind of paint scratches or something. In some car games you even see, you know, bits of the car falling off, and I didn't see any of that just then, but I guess that wasn't such a big crash after all. Anyway, it looks like here we're going to come 5th, so this is kind of embarrassing. Yup, 5th place. But we've now got $8,400 and our level has increased to level 1. Okay, so before we continue, let's just come out of the Sunday Cup for a moment and we'll have a little look at the graphics in the used car dealership. So the cars in here are basically ripped PlayStation 2 cars. They're really not the best of quality. So let's look at this Accord here. Yeah, you can see they've tried to hide the lower quality here by having the car smaller on the screen. But look at that, they still have, you know, information about the car and stuff here, so that's pretty cool to see that they've got this stuff. But yeah, the quality that we're seeing here definitely isn't as good as what we were seeing in the other car dealership. Look at this one, 1994, that's the year I was born, and this is a pretty cool looking car. Anyway, Time to move out from that now. Let's check out what other things this game has to offer. So there's license tests here, and over here you've got the tuning shop. So this is where you buy all the parts necessary to tune your cars to perfection. So let's see, can we do an engine upgrade here? So we can add a little sports ECU computer here, and that will bump our horsepower up from 105 to 112 for $1,000. So let's buy that. And we'll also do a stage 1 engine tuning, and this will get us up to 119 horsepower. Okay, install. Now some of this stuff is getting a bit too expensive for us. We've only got $4,900 left. Let's see what else we can do. We might get this little converter here. Purchase, yes. And we've got sports exhaust over here. You can even do the intake system. There's a lot of things they actually have here. So we'll put in a little racing air filter here, and this will get us up to 133 horsepower. So we've already increased our horsepower by almost 30 already. If we come into tyres, there's even all these different, you know, you've got comfort tyres and dirt tyres and snow tyres for different terrains, and you can see different hardness levels of comfort, sport and racing tyres. There's a wide range of things that you can actually modify here. So we've actually got medium comfort tyres on here. We should probably get sports tyres, but we don't have nearly enough of that. I've got to admit, this high resolution that we've got here allows you to have so many different things on the screen at once and have all these words, and this game just feels packed with options. For example, let's try out this photo travel. So here we can take pictures of your favourite cars in beautiful locations. We've only really got one car, so I don't think we'll be able to do many interesting photos, but let's have a little look at these locations. Busy street here. Oh, look at all these places. I think we'll go with this, because this looks like the most suited location to where our car would be. Those are 3D people, there we go. Oh, so we can choose different places in which we actually want to take the photos. We'll take it here. So we can actually have a little walk around and choose, you know, what angle we want the photo taken here. We can have a more of a close-up, or you can walk around the car to this side and have it from here. Oh, look at that. You can even walk around and see what's behind you. Look at this. We're having a little walk around this town, and there's some people sitting there, and look at that. They are 3D people, but I'm still seeing some blurry stuff here. Low quality textures, but this is not what this game is about whatsoever. Wait a sec. Look at this bike. It's a 2D bike. It disappears. Oh my goodness. They thought they could trick us with that. It looks like they've taken a photo of a bike and just kind of popped it into the game, because look at that, it looks realistic, but it looks more like a photo, and it's completely 2D, as you can see. The dog's in 3D, as you can see. Okay, whatever, let's just take a picture of this car. As you can see with the car, even if you look right up close at these headlights, it still has its high quality. It's not like there's low textures when it comes to the car, like things here. This is just pure quality here. Look at that, even the word Vits there, it's silver, and you can see the lighting changing on it. It's very, very good quality when it comes to the cars in this game, but other things like the environments, the road's okay. Look at that. There's quite a bit of detail on this road here, as you can see. But other things that aren't cars or aren't vehicles, they're where the low quality begins. Okay, let's just take a shot of our car. Get this all aimed nicely. I'm not really a photo-taking person, as you can see. Wow, look at this. What a nice photo. You know what? This feature isn't too bad. You could actually trick people with this. And if you kind of, you know, blowing up on a big screen, I can tell it's fake, unfortunately. But if you had like a small little photo, like, you know, a photo that could fit tiny in the palm of your hand, you could probably trick people into thinking this was actually a real photo of the car in a real place. Okay, with our slightly upgraded car, we're going to try and do the last race of this and actually come first. And I'm just going to here turn the driving line off, because I want the experience to be just a little bit more realistic. Okay, here we go. Let's actually try to win this race. I'm going to try and overtake. Now, the one thing about this game that really is annoying me is the collision system. It just feels so unrealistic. There doesn't seem to be a proper damage system in this game. I feel like the other cars are just bouncing barriers, really, for me. But wow, this upgrade has really helped my car. Look at that, straight into first place. And I wasn't trying that. I was trying, but I wasn't trying that hard. So yeah, I think we might actually win this one. Yep, lap 2 now, still coming first. Now when it comes to the physics in this game, It's quite realistic. It's not an arcade game. You really do have to brake around the corners. It's not like, for example, I know we've played Need for Speed and just some other driving games, and you've been able to pretty much just zoom around corners. If you're going high speed in this game and you try to turn a corner, it just doesn't work. And it has advanced systems like where if I'm trying to brake and turn at the same time, it doesn't work. So I find it works better if you brake and then turn. I don't know, it's got better grip. It's hard to explain, but this actually does feel like a real racing experience. And it doesn't seem hyped up and arcadey and ultra fun action packed. It seems like they've really gone for as realistic as possible as they can in this game. There we go, you can see the other people behind me. But yeah, when it comes to this game and the graphics, definitely the car graphics are breathtaking. Everything else is very not that well done. It's okay, but it's just, the focus here is definitely on the cars. But look at that, we got first, so we got 4,100 credits. And we got to level 2. Okay, before we finish up here, let's just try one more race in the FF Challenge as opposed to this Sunday Cup. And we'll go with the SS Special Stage Route 5. From the looks of it, these cars look like they're a little bit more powerful than the last group. So hopefully we still win this. Oh, look at this, we get to see a night race. Look at how the headlights on and they reflect onto the road. And the shadows, night shadows. The graphics here are really pretty good. And there's no trees here, so you don't get those dodgy 2D trees. And these are actually 3D buildings, so this actually doesn't look too bad, this race. The scenery in this race actually looks fairly good. Let's try and... God. Let's try and get past these. I doubt I'm going to come first here, because this does seem a little bit harder. Okay, I've just overtaken someone else. They've even got street signs and stuff saying, you know, like airport up here and... Yeah, definitely turning in this game is quite a challenge, and with different cars I'd imagine it would vary. Imagine trying to, like I'm doing turns, well very small turns here at around 100 kilometers an hour. Imagine when we've got, you know, more advanced cars later on, where you've got cars that can go 300 or maybe even close to 400 kilometers an hour. Now that would be very hard to control around these courses here. Now, I don't know if I saw 100%, but it looked like there was some popping. At the corner of my eyes, I looked in the distance and, I don't know, I kind of saw some buildings just pop into existence. Kind of like we did with Need for Speed back in, what was it, 1994? Yes, we're going to get first. It's so hard to overtake. Did it. But I felt like that was a complete cheat. I used him as a barrier there, and in real life you wouldn't be touching your opponents like that. So a realistic, you know, braking system and realistic looking cars, but not such a realistic environment, and no real realistic crash physics. Even like crashing into the barrier feels unrealistic. Oh crud, he's a bit faster than me, this one. He's trying to overtake. There we go. It's got better either acceleration or top speed than me. Oh no, he's trying to overtake me. I can hear that engine. Overall, my car kind of feels overpowered for this section of the game anyway. I mean, later on when they're using Ferraris and Lamborghinis, we would have no chance with this car. But that early upgrading, I think, really did us good. Okay, here's the challenging bit. We got to not let him overtake us. He's good at going in straight lines. Move this way, move this way. Nah, don't get past. Yes, we've finished. Well, there we go. We're up to 10,000 credits or dollars and level 3, so if we were to buy another car now, we'd probably wait till we had a few more credits or maybe even sell our current car. But yeah, our choices are a little bit more open now. With 1,000 cars in this game, you would never be able to explore them all. Some people, I've heard, even try to collect all the cars in this game, and you go to the shop and it has little ticks on the cars you've bought, and they do all that insane stuff. Anyway, before we finish up, as fun as this game has been, we are going to have to finish up in a moment. Let's just take another little look at the cars available in the dealerships, just to see where we could have gotten into this game if we saved up enough money and stuff like that. Let's check out the Ferraris. What looks like pretty much the cheapest Ferrari we could have afforded. Wow, look at the graphics here. The graphics just continuously blow me away. It looks like a real 3D realistic model spinning around. If they had the environment as well detailed as the cars, this would be amazing, but obviously the PlayStation 3 couldn't handle that. We're still not at that point yet, but gee, this is incredible. 102,000 credits is what you'll need for, to get, you know, like an entry-level 1976 Ferrari here. What else have we got? 450,000 credits. This is out of our price range. 236, that really does look quite nice. That's a 2008 California Ferrari. I love all the reflections and stuff. They just look incredible. Look at the lights on this. They all have such good styles. Okay, $20 million. Oh yes, if we have 20 million credits, I mean, we can get this race car. 1967 Ferrari race car. Oh, look at that. They've even got a Formula 1 car. Let's check out some of the Lexuses here. Oh, wow, look at this. Every car I look at, I just look at it and go, wow, look at these graphics. So this is 76,000. You need to be a level 10 and have a horsepower of about 417. But yeah, I'm just constantly blown away at how realistic this game looks. You've got a, oh my goodness, the graphics here, a 2010 McLaren with 591 horsepower. This would be a good car to try and save up for. 225,000 credits. I imagine as you get, you know, higher up races, you get more credits and stuff like that to allow you to be able to afford these higher cars. And there's a 1994. I do love this car. I've heard, though, on your birthday, you open up a birthday present and they give you a car made the year you were born. So this is a car I could potentially get if I logged in on my birthday because it's 1994, the year I was born. We've also got Mercedes here, such a wide range of cars. Oh, look at that, a 1954 car. I love that. It's not like they've just got, you know, oh, just modern cars. They've got such a wide range of cars. One here from 1954, and then you go up to the other side of everything, and you've got one here, oh yeah, you know, 2009, and they all just have their unique styles, and 617 horsepower. This is just incredible. They've got a 2008 Tesla Roadster here, so it's interesting that they've even got, you know, lesser known car companies. I was about to say, where's the Tesla Model S, but this game was released in 2010, so I guess I can't complain there. You really get that 90s feel when you look at this car, wow. And I love how you can change the colours of this car, and when you actually buy a new car, you actually get to keep the colours here that you used to buy the cars with, and you get to apply these colours onto other cars. For example, if I was going to buy this car right now and I didn't like any of these colours, if I bought another car in a different colour, I can then use that colour to paint this car that colour. So they've got a bit of an advanced, you know, colour collecting system here, which is pretty cool. Oh my goodness, even a Nissan GTR 2007 here, I do like this car. It even lets you look at the car actually here, actually racing. So you can do this demo thing on any car you like and you get to watch it race around a track. Wow. That really gets to show off the car. And look at this. It's got like information about each individual car as well. This really, a lot of work has been put into this game. As you can see, this is just amazing. We've even got a 2009 Murcielago here. Sorry, I'm not the best at pronouncing things. Let's just choose an interesting colour. Let's go with a silver Murcielago and just have a little demo of this as we finish this video. Wow, look at this. Now this does just look incredible. Imagine being able to one day drive around this car in the game. That would be so hard to, you know, manage on all the different tracks. But yes, this does look incredible. The environments look pretty good in some areas. So, the 2D trees are a bit of an off-put, but I mean, when you've got car models with this many polygons, like, it basically does look photorealistic. We've reached real life status here on this PlayStation 3 here. Obviously the trees and everything else can't be fantastic, but the graphics are absolutely incredible, minus the 2D things like the trees. And the only other thing I have an issue with is the actual damage system and the crashing physics. But apart from that, everything else in this game is just breathtaking, with the shadows and the reflections, and the absolutely amazing fact that there are over 1,000 different cars in this game. I'm so sorry here that we're at the stage where emulation is a bit of an issue now, and I've had to use a real PlayStation 3 to actually run this game. So I am using a camera to film the screen here, so sorry about the loss of quality there. You're probably not seeing this game in its full glory, but oh, look at that, it even just switched to nighttime. Hopefully RPCS3, or whatever the name of the emulator it is, gets to a point where it's able to emulate games like this, and then you could use a screen recorder to record this rather than using the system I'm using, or needing one of those expensive capture cards that you plug into the PlayStation 3 and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, as fun as this game was, and as cool as it would be to try and, you know, move up the ranks and save up for a Lamborghini and verse Ferraris and do all that cool fun stuff, it's now time to move on to the next game. So where to next from here? The year in the next episode will be 2011, which introduced something absolutely incredible. The first 8th generation console, the Nintendo 3DS. This thing is even capable of displaying jump out of the screen 3D graphics without the use of 3D glasses. However, this is a handheld console, so it will have to wait for Phase 3 of Gaming Through the Ages. Once again, we have some really bad news. My heap hunting skills have only managed to uncover one game for the PS3 from 2011, so once again you will be teased with no choice for the next episode. Block your ears now or shut this video down before I say the dreaded phrase that will fill you with hope only to crush it again a few seconds later. For the next episode, pick a game made in 2011 for the PlayStation 3, Wii or Xbox 360, minus the Wii and Xbox 360. Your game choices for the PlayStation 3 are as follows: Dead Island, or Dead Island. Wait a sec, I didn't fill up all that space. Dead Island. I'll see you guys next time on Gaming Through the Ages.